Well, that was not very convincing. Oh yeah, oh my.
Welcome back to JR Pro Shop Vids. Today we got Barks on the lane showing the new Purple Hammer Reactive. Purple Hammer, why does that name sound familiar? Well, look right here. This Purple Hammer Urethane bowling ball, one of the most popular bowling balls in the world. I love it, Barks loves it, many people love it. So today we're gonna test out if this new Purple Hammer Reactive can live up to the Purple Hammer name. And are these balls even close to similar? Let's find out. So this bowling ball has the same LED core that's in the Purple Hammer Urethane. However, it has a solid reactive cover stock. And yes, that is the exact name. Now we don't really know what this new cover stock is, but we know that it's new and it's super strong. So Purple Hammer, we're gonna use the Purple Hammer Reactive against the Purple Hammer Urethane. Ooh, exciting. And we're also gonna compare it to the Hammer Dark Web, which is another symmetric solid in the Hammer lineup. So the Hammer Dark Web being a slightly higher performance level than this new ball, I think it's gonna hook a little bit more out on the lanes. And then comparing these two bowling balls, Urethane, Reactive, they're not gonna look the same. But I am really curious to see how this reacts on the lane and how it reacts compared to the Urethane. I'm gonna get one myself. For today's review, Barks is gonna be bowling on 42-foot carbon. Basically our house shot here at Lucky 9. It's got some games on it, however, the left side's pretty fresh, so Barks should be fine. And if you've been a long-time subscriber of JR Pro Shop, you know that Urethane usually doesn't roll the best on house shots, and we're not expecting it to. Today's review is about this new Purple Hammer Solid Reactive. Now, special shout out to all of our members. Thank you so much for becoming a member of JR Pro Shop. If you want special perks such as early access to videos, some coaching, and some free merch, click the join button below. Now, enough talking here. I'm really curious to see how these balls do. Let's cue the intro video.
Brand new ball here. We got the brand new Hammer Purple Reactive. Now we're not going to start with this one. We're going to start with the GOAT. We're going to start with the Purple Urethane. We're on a house shot here. We're on 42-foot carbon, and we know that urethane and house shots do not necessarily go hand in hand. And you're about to see why. So like up 6-7. Ooh, well that was not very convincing. Really early hook, and I was lucky to break that one up. Could have been a big 4 pretty easily. We can move off of that shot and move further right. I don't think we'll get enough recovery from that spot. Let's find out. Let's move about 5 right. I think this might get to the pocket, hit the head pin, but I don't think it's gonna strike. I don't think it has any chance. Not here. So as you see, a light hit there. Messenger went in front, but it's never going to connect. That's never going to be your best look on the house shot with a ball like a Purple Hammer. Any urethane for that matter. So this is where a ball like a Purple Reactive might sort of bridge that gap between the really strong symmetrics, like the Dark Web I have here, and the Purple Hammer. There's definitely a bit of a gap there where a ball like a raw hammer may not be enough. Let's see what this looks like on the same line. As we left that shaker 7, should see a little more length and a little more continuation. Oh yeah, like that. I like that a lot. So as you can see on that one, a little bit further down the lane, definitely see a more defined change of direction, where that one split the 8-9, where the Purple Hammer is a little short of the pocket. I should specify, Purple Urethane was short of the pocket. So in this ball, we have the same LED core that you see in the original Purple Hammer. It's also a 2-piece ball, so it's only core and cover stock. Now we have some different densities, so the RG and differential are a little bit different for that reason. Solid reactive cover stock, they kind of kept tight-lipped about what it is. All I know is it's really strong. All right, I struck from that spot. I'm gonna move 3 more to the right. Yeah, still seeing plenty hook from that spot. I want to move a little bit further right and see if I can get the ball to come back further, but I will have to keep my feet pretty slow. Let's move another 3 and forward. Oh my. Not gonna lie, I missed a little bit in on that one, but look at that pin action. That's incredible. Thing hits like a tank. I'm gonna camp there and throw a little better shot and get it further left. Hopefully it's a little more flush than that one. Just a little better execution. It's close, but it's not quite enough from this spot. All right, question time with Barks. Now, in my opinion, purple balls here roll the best, but maybe you feel differently. Let me know what color you think rolls the best on a bowling ball. So I think we've taken that purple reactive as far as we can and pushed its limits. Let's go to a bit of a stronger ball. Let's try a dark web. Now this core is a little bit stronger. The cover is one of the stronger ones that we have in the hammer lineup. So I think this will make it back from the spot where the purple reactive did not. Same shot, one more time. Little inside of target on that one. There is a lot of oil in the middle, so the ball's not going to hook too much from that spot. I really got to force this one to the right. Tilt my hips up a little bit. Get up. It makes it, but not quite. Let me throw one more. To be totally honest, I'm seeing a lot of the same hits from the same spot and playing the same part of the lane. So to me, there's a bit of overlap. I think it's a little bit of a smoother shape from the purple reactive. Dark web wants to seem to get down the lane a little bit more and corner a bit harder. That's not a shape that I love to see. So let's go back to the purple reactive from that same spot. I think if I slow my speed down, I'll get that ball around the corner a little better. But this one seems to want to roll a bit more. It's a bit more of an arcing motion. That's what I like to see as a lefty. Seen a lot more mid-lane read with that ball and just a lot more of a continuous motion where the dark web wants to kind of get down the lane and stand up a little bit harder and faster. So that last shot went a little bit high, the 8-pin went kind of late. I'm going to move a couple more right, so I'm standing 32. Should cross about 14 at the arrows. Let's throw a good one here and send it home. Oh yeah. That's enough out here. Let's wrap it up in the shop. All right, I'm back from the lanes. We're on 42-foot carbon. Although it was bowled on, nobody was on the left side, so it was pretty fresh out there. Let's talk a little bit about this Hammer Purple Reactive. Now, going into the video, I would have assumed that this ball would be a little bit cleaner and more angular versus the urethane, and that was proven to be true. Obviously, on a house shot, you don't want to be throwing urethane. It's not going to give you the most room for error. Reactive is definitely the way to go. Comparing these two side by side, the dark web for me is a little bit cleaner and more angular. A little bit better if you need to get inside and get the ball around the corner. What I do see between them is a similar amount of overall hook, but a slightly different shape in how it gets there. So a little bit longer and more angular with the dark web, a little bit earlier and more controllable with the Hammer Purple Reactive. This actually reminds me a lot of like a web tour or a obsession tour, sort of that tour level type ball motion. Now looking at these two here, we do have the same core, the LED core that's been found in this one for a very long time actually, and also two-piece construction, so simply inner core and a really thick cover stock. Now there are different densities, and you can only play around with those so much, so you have slightly different core dynamics. It's less apparent in 16 pounds. They're about the same amount of total differential. You're gonna see a bigger difference when it comes to the 15 and the 14 pounds. There's a little bit more differential in this one, so you'll probably see more overall hook anyway. Now, just because we have the same core and the same basic design concept between these two, I don't see them being complementary to each other. You put reactive versus urethane, you're not gonna get things that are really close. This one's really early, wants to hook a lot in the fronts, but not a lot down lane. Can't cover a ton of boards. This one you can move a little bit in and play with your angles a little bit, and you give yourself a little bit of more room for error on a house shot like we bowled on today. To answer Jimu's question in the beginning of this video, I don't think they're quite close enough. This is a very different ball than what we have in a Purple Hammer, the urethane here. Similar to a dark web, but a little bit different shape. So in conclusion, if you're gonna compare urethane versus reactive, it's very different, it's night and day. That being said, I really do like what I see out of this Purple Reactive. I think it's gonna get quite a bit of play, especially in tournament conditions. You don't want balls that are too strong and too flippy, especially. And this one really rounds out the lane for me. I really like what I see out of this one. Thanks for watching, everyone. Stay tuned for our next video coming up. Make sure you answer my question. Which color ball do you think rolls the best? For me, it's purple. It's gotta be purple. Look at all these balls. Thanks for watching, everyone. Stay tuned for our next video.